Brooklyn Center police continue to work on ways to rebuild community trust. One way of doing that, having a cone with a cop. Brooklyn Center police joined the community at the farmers market Thursday evening. Commander Garrett Flesland said the idea was born several years ago. His department wanted a chance to interact with the community and answer questions.
We encounter people in their worst days, their worst events all the time. But there's so much more to police work. There's so much more to community service. There's so much more to helping your fellow neighbors sort of deal. So it's important for the public to see that we're not just out there arresting people, we're helping people.
It's been over 2 years since the Brooklyn Center officer-involved shooting of Dante Wright. City leaders have worked on several police reform measures which have taken time to implement. Flesland says his department is open to tough questions.
Let's try and figure out, how do we improve where we are? Let's move in that direction. And we can't oftentimes have those dialogues in the middle of chaos. So let's have them over an ice cream cone. Let's have them over a cup of coffee.
Cone with a Cop and related events are held monthly at different locations. Flesland encourages community members to join them so their conversations can make meaningful change. The city of Plymouth hopes to improve safety by reducing the number of lanes on a busy roadway. The city council gave the go-ahead this week to remove one lane of traffic from Vicksburg Lane. The city plans to make the change between Old Rockford Road on the south and Chunkata Trail on the north. The road currently has 4 lanes. The city plans to remove one of those lanes, leaving one lane for north or south travel and a center lane for turns. City engineers also plan to reduce the speed limit to 45 miles per hour throughout the corridor. Solar energy for most consumers is an attractive but expensive idea for their homes. Rusty Ray spoke with leaders at one local nonprofit who said they found a way to make it work.
On a very sunny day, Brooklyn Avenue's 10-year-old building is working.
This has been our highest production 6 weeks that we've had since installation, and it's working out fabulously.
The $90,000 solar array at the top of the youth homeless shelter puts energy back into the grid.
We get to see those power generating bills. They're fun because we can see, negative 400, and I think the highest one so far is negative 600 that we've generated. So we can see those savings.
We're saving $4,000 a year on electricity at Avenues, and that is $4,000 a year we can put back into programming for youth and supports for youth.
Plus, it's just kind of cool.
And it's really cool.
That $90,000 did not come out of the nonprofit's budget. Staff worked with Xcel Energy, solar contractors, and other nonprofits to secure grant funding to make it happen earlier this year.
It's such a blessing. We did not have to put down any money up front, and we're already saving money from the solar array.
Lots of money.
Typically in Minnesota, the cost per kilowatt hour is 17 cents for electricity. So we're going to, through the power purchase agreement that we talked about, when we're going to pay 3 cents per kilowatt hour, that's a gigantic savings.
So instead, Avenues for Youth can focus on empowering youth rather than focusing on the power bill.
First of all, our mission is to partner with youth experiencing homelessness to achieve their dreams. And in a world where climate change is happening so fast, everyone's dreams are in danger. So any ability we have to help support renewable energy is going to help our young people achieve their dreams.
One solar array and lots of sunny days for brighter futures. In Brooklyn Park, Rusty Ray, CCX News.
Through the power sharing agreement, Avenues is also not responsible for the maintenance on the array, which also saves money. Fans of Mexican food now have a new restaurant in the northwest suburbs where they can get their fix. Brothers Taqueria opened last month in Brooklyn Center's Shingle Creek Center. The menu features tacos, burritos, enchiladas, and plenty of other items. The restaurant was started by Jorge Olivares Cardona, who's using some of his mother's recipes as well as a few of his own. He says he's excited to provide another diverse restaurant option to folks in Brooklyn Center.
I think it's a good area for business, especially for small business owners. And I think we need more Mexican food on this area in Brooklyn Center, and that's why we're here.
Brothers Taqueria is in the same strip mall as the former Target store. It's in a space formerly occupied by a Jamaican restaurant. Amazon is making an effort to be more culturally responsive with its employee apparel options. The initiative started in Brooklyn Park. At its Brooklyn Park-based fulfillment center, the e-commerce and tech giant unveiled new hijab designs. Minneapolis-based company Henna and Hijabs designed them specifically for use in a warehouse. Amazon reached out to the local design firm after associates that wear hijabs asked for more inclusive and culturally responsive apparel. Amazon provides the hijabs to associates for free.
When I found out and I saw it the first day, I kind of fell in love with it, so I was like, amazing. Workplace and outside of work, great combo.
Amazon expects to make these hijabs available to more warehouses across Minnesota and the nation. You could say the Minnesota Dairy Building is a place like no other.
The cows are special that we get the milk from, you know. I'm an old farm girl from the 1940s, so milk, best milk on the planet, right here in Minnesota.
That is 83-year-old Karen Potassin working the all-you-can-drink milk stand at the fair. For just $2, you can chug all the milk you want. In fact, it's the only food or drink item offered at the fair as an unlimited item.
This milk is kept from 33 to 35 degrees, so it's always fresh. We go through, I don't know, how many gallons in a day? 27,000. Lots of cows are getting milk through this. Lots of happy cows.
The Dairy Barn is also the place to get malts and sundaes, including this year's new flavor, Cheers for Cherries.
Only one local prep football team ended last season with a win. John Jacobson has their story in today's training camp report.
You can't beat a perfect year. Maple Grove football is coming off the program's first unbeaten state championship season. So the 2023 Crimson can learn from that group while not dwelling on the past.
2022 will live in infamy in terms of what they did. They're forever that, and that'll never change. But now this is your story. You have a new one to write, and you'll want to talk about this year the same way they are able to talk about the last year. So you don't have to redo what they did last year. That's already done. Now it's your show to start with.
It's going to be a big season for us. I mean, it's my senior year. I've looked up to this since I was a little kid, just looking up at the older guys, and now I'm that older guy. I'm that captain that I always looked up to be. So I'm really excited.
This is a young team, both in terms of age and varsity experience, with just 4 starters returning. But the captains see plenty of talent out here.
This freshman class coming to be sophomores, they're crazy talented. We got a great quarterback stepping in, running back, kids all over. I like our team, we got a lot of energy coming out here. We're really young, we're quick, we're fast. We're always just getting to that edge, getting movement.
Players to watch for Maple Grove include returning starters Henry Stang at safety and Sam Hansen at defensive end, while the Crimson also expect big things on defense from linebackers Bo Draheim, Jacob Urbanek, and Cedric Buchholz. On offense, Dylan Vogel started last year at wide receiver, while Nathan Ramadka is back at tight end. It's a young backfield with sophomore Caden Harney expected to start at quarterback, and running back Chuck Langama to get a lot of carries. Michael Wagner and Carson Lund will help anchor the offensive line.
I think in all my years of coaching, I think this will probably be the youngest team I've ever had, and so it's a lot of fun as a coach because you're starting from scratch and you got a bunch of kids that are coming. But boy, they've worked hard, and I think we're still going to be a good team down the road.
In Maple Grove, John Jacobson, CCX Sports.
The Crimson open the season at home against Osseo this coming Thursday night in a game you can watch live here on CCX. It was opening night Thursday for many high school soccer teams in the area. The second-year co-op program for the Armstrong-Cooper girls hosted Heritage Christian Academy in a game that was decided late.
The Armstrong-Cooper girls soccer team hosting Heritage Christian to kick off the 2023 season. Abby Hansen over to Jess Bloom, and she stays onside to score for Armstrong-Cooper. The Wings lead 1-0, 9.5 minutes in. Just 40 seconds later, the corner kick by Gertie Sandiger deflects in off traffic in front as Heritage ties it up and stays 1-1 at halftime. Still tied late when Hansen gets it to Maren Scherber, and she chips it in for the game winner with just over 2 minutes left. Armstrong-Cooper edges Heritage 2-1.
Cooper and Armstrong still have separate programs in boys soccer. The Cooper guys hosted a Heritage Christian team that was coming off back-to-back conference titles in the MCAA.
It's Heritage Christian Academy visiting Cooper in the season opener for both in boys soccer. Late first half, and Cooper's Micah Lopez-Cibrian chases down the long pass, cuts it back, and buries it as the Hawks take a 1-0 lead into halftime. Midway through the second half, and Lopez-Cibrian strikes again, this time from longer range with a perfect shot. Cooper's up 2-0. But Heritage isn't done. All-state sweeper Cole Pitzner with the free kick, and he hits the net to get the Eagles on the board with just over 6 minutes left. And they tie it up as Josh Soke nudges it forward, and it gets past the keeper and rolls in. Cooper and Heritage tie 2-2.
That's it for sports. I'm Jay Wilcox.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.